Hi, everybody. We are back with the second episode of Saltmarsh Salvage Operation. Come on in, the water's clear. So thank you all for being here. There's just a couple of like housekeeping things, and then we will get into introductions and a recap. But as a reminder, this is Pride Month, as you all should know by now. And so there's a lot of stuff going on at Variant Roles for Pride streams. There was a wonderful Pride brunch earlier today. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. Thank you to Matthew for running that. Thank you to Dan for running tech for that and this. And all of the bits, donations, subs, all of that money is going to Trans Lifeline this month, which is a 501c3 organization that provides a lot of support for our trans family members, siblings, partners, friends, you name it. So thank you to everybody who's been donating to that. And I think that's it for now. Let's jump into our introductions. Why don't you tell us who you are, where we can find you, and who you're playing tonight? Why don't we start with Matthew?
Hey, that's me. I am Matthew Foreman. I am at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I am I play D&D here on Variant Roles and Dice Priori. I freaking say this like 9 times a week, but yeah, that's me. I will be playing Fisher, the Furbog lore bard who is really tall and really gay. That's me. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Why don't we head down from him then over to Teen?
Hi, I'm Teen. I'm playing Billion, the Furball Cleric. You can only find me on here. I don't have Twitter still. I think that's it.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. And let's go over to Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan Robbins. You can find me on Twitter at Morgan T, as in the lovely caffeinated beverage. And tonight I will be playing Julia, who is a half orc druid who's just trying to make some money so she can better take care of her little brother, who is her entire world.
Such a cinnamon bun. We would go over to Val. However, she is detained. She streams like 3 games in a row on Saturday, so she will be joining us shortly. And she plays Tempest. But why don't we head on up to Anders?
Hi, I'm Anders. You can find me on the internet at Anders_D_K. And today I will be playing Monty, the Tiefling Warlock Criminal.
All right, just going right for the jugular with that one.
Yep.
So, okay, that's it. Why don't we? Oh, and I'm Emma. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter, and I will be your dungeon mistress today. So, why don't we jump into a recap of the first episode? We met our lovely adventurers who gathered at Julia's, which is a tavern and inn just off the docks. They discovered that a well-built half-orc with piercing dark eyes that everyone loved, named Vera Daventhaw, invited them over to August Dralian's manor, whom the adventurers know to have once been one of the most powerful merchants in the city, and who had one of the most prosperous fleets. His lead ship, the Emperor of the Waves, was lost to sea, and everyone thought it had sunk during a terrible storm. However, upon meeting August, August shared that the Emperor was spotted adrift about 5 days out. So, already having hired a ship for the salvage job, he asked the party if they would board the Nightingale and travel south to retrieve a precious box of promissory notes and property deeds worth about 100,000 gold pieces. And the group agreed. They met Captain Bones, whom Fisher recognized to be one of the leaders of the Leviathans, an all-female warlock group that maintains the lawful order of the seas. And after an uneventful first night, both Monty and Julia spent some time speaking with the captain for very different reasons. And then Billion and Tempest had a chance to share some of their wild surge experiences, and Fisher lulled Tempest to sleep with some stories. Everyone retired to their rooms. Billion had a pretty fitful night of sleep. And Monty was caught in a nightmare or perhaps an omen from her sea queen. Before she shut up in bed, her hand clasped around the throat of a scaly creature. And that's where we are going to pick up today. So, before we do, if you could all remind me who was sleeping in which room. You were allotted 2 rooms, each had 3 cots. So, we're going to go, if you are facing from the captain's quarters, you could be on the right side or the left side.
Well, Tempest and Fisher were in one room because I lullabied her to sleep. Right?
Yeah.
So there's just one other.
Julia was also in that room.
All right. So we have Julia, Tempest, and Fisher in one room. Great. And so then in the other room, it was Billion and Monty. Is that right?
Yeah, the folks having the nightmares are sleeping together.
That's safe and good. That's good. I'm glad that we did that. All right. So where are we? There we are. It's my disaster lesbians playlist. That's what I need. Okay. So we jump back in. Monty, you awaken to see that your hand is clasped around the throat of some scaled creature who is actually flailing now, trying to reach for you. What do?
My eyes, just for a second, they flash and they look just like my goddesses for just a moment, and I hex this creature in my hand.
Okay. So you hex them. All right. Is there, with a hex, aren't you able to pick a
One
check?
creature I can see within range. I get an extra 1d6 necrotic damage on that target when I hit them with an attack. They have disadvantage on ability checks, and I'm gonna say strength checks.
Okay. What are we? Okay. Couldn't remember what these are. So, you hex them. I believe a hex is a bonus action.
Yes, it is.
Oh, what do you do next?
I want to slam them into the bunk and pin them down.
Oh, all right. Let's do that. That would be, I'm going to have you roll that'd be a strength check. Hi, my name is Emma, and I don't know how combat works in 5e, so we're going to make this up as we go, and bear with me, everybody. Rules lawyers beware. You wouldn't like me.
I am not strong, so this is going to go real good.
Roll at advantage, though, because your hand has been clasped around their throat for quite some time, longer than while you were asleep. This is what was happening.
Okay, well, that's a 6 and a 17, so we'll take that 17, subtract 1, and make that a 16.
That's all right.
Not strong.
You manage to flip this thing around and you slam it up against the, did you say the bed?
Yeah, just like pinned to the bunk, because I don't know what it is. I don't know if I should kill it or not.
Okay. At this point, upon doing so, Billion, you've heard this, and you already in a fitful night of sleep yourself, you awaken, and you look around and you see that your buddy Monty is currently pinning something to the bed.
I'm going to. Is it light or dark in the room right now? Is it dark at night?
It's in the middle of the night. It's pretty dark.
I'm gonna cast light right now.
Okay. All right. So as soon as you do that, that illuminates the room. So Monty, you can also see that what you are pinning down is a creature that you would recognize as a Sahuagin. They often they are scaly creatures. They look kind of like salamander-ish humanoids, and they are known for they are sea folk. They are known for attacking Saltmarsh and its boats that are nearby, and they are often trying to do it pretty quietly. And you see that you're now entangled with this one. So that is Billion. That's your action. Do you have like a bonus action that you want to do?
No, I don't have a bonus action.
Okay, so that's going to take us over to this hooligan, who is going to first of all attempt to get out of this
disadvantage because he's hexed.
Correct. Ooh, not great. So I'm assuming with a 1 that they're gonna stay there, held by you, Monty. And that's it. They're stuck there, which is gonna take us back around to you.
This is a nasty creature, right? I'm gonna kill it.
So no, they are. You know them as being gnarly and vicious and evil.
So I'm just gonna, the hand that's not pinning him by the throat, just kind of reach it out, and as my hand like elongates into a straight line, this long bladed sword is just going to materialize, extending my reach, and I'm just gonna flip it, catch it, and stab it into its chest.
All right, go ahead and roll.
All right, yes, that. So 14 plus 5, 19.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
6 points of damage plus
Okay. Mhm.
necrotic damage
Right.
plus 5 necrotic.
All right, you said 6 and 5. Is that right?
Yes, 6 points of piercing, 5 points of necrotic.
Okay. So at this point, you see that this creature is not in good shape after your blade sinks into its chest. Billion, what do you do?
I'm gonna pull out my mace and smack it in the face with it.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead and roll.
15,
That hits. So go ahead and roll your damage.
9 bludgeoning.
Okay. Ooh, buddy. Anders, you kind of see that Billion has gotten up and is attempting to assist you with this. So you lean back just a little bit, and Billion's mace comes smashing down into the Sahuagin's face, and you hear it cry out, and its blood splatters against the wall. And you see that it is on its last leg, but it's going to try one more time. It's going to attempt to bite you, Anders. Not Anders, sorry. Monty, thank you. And it does. It manages to weasel its way up and grab onto you with a natural 20.
Ooh, that's not fun.
It's not fun. I apologize ahead of time. So that is going to be 9 piercing damage on you.
Okay.
And that's going to be it. So what that takes us, Monty, you've just been bit with this creature.
I want to cut its head off,
Okie dokie.
slit its throat, and try to just sever the entire head in
Sure.
one go.
Sure, as you do.
Ooh, maybe not. That's only a 14.
No, that hits.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's 8 points of piercing damage and 6 points of necrotic damage.
Great, how do you want to do this?
Just
Describe for the class what happens.
the, cursed, hexed eyes sort of come back for just a second, sort of illuminate the face of the creature as my, blade, my gift from my wife, just sort of slices its head off, and the head just sort of rolls onto the floor next to the bed with a dull thunk.
All right, and so we're going to pause there and head over into the other room where Julia, Tempest, and Fisher, the three of you are sleeping. However, technically it would be probably Julia and Tempest, not Fisher, heard some scuffling from the next room. And you also are starting to hear some scuffling just outside of the portholes of your room. And your eyes just begin to open. What do you do?
I'm gonna sit up. And is Fisher still asleep?
Fisher probably is still asleep.
Yeah, I'm going to sit up. I'm gonna kind of shake him awake and be like, something's happening.
Yeah, you're shaking me. That's what's happening.
Something's wrong.
All right. Let me get up. I'll stand up.
As that is happening, you start to see these scaly webbed fingers crawling in through the porthole of your room, and you see this face pop up. It's gnarled. You can see its teeth bared, its gills kind of flaring. And I would like everyone in this room to roll initiative.
Okay. Red for me. I got blue for Tempest. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Yes.
So
Fisher-
prepared, guys.
Fisher and
Okay,
Tempest
guys.
both got 12.
You did?
Yeah. I got an 8 plus 4. She has a 10 plus 2.
I
Okay.
got a 13.
Okay, everybody, hold please. I need to know. I need to know your decks, and I need to know.
Mine's minus 16. And
Okay.
Fisher's is 16. Tempest is 14.
Okay. Thank you. We all rolled 12s.
That's funny.
All
I
right.
rolled a 13.
So that you're up first then. So you, upon noticing this creature first, you are able to get the jump on it. What do you do?
That is a great question.
No pressure and no rush. Welcome to Saltmarsh, where none of us know what we're doing. Well, I don't. Yo.
Okay, she's like, oh, you said it's like scaly and it like comes up. Oh gosh.
You would all recognize these creatures because they are often attack Saltmarsh and the boats. So you're all very familiar with what the Sahuagin look like, and that's exactly
Okay.
what you're dealing with.
Okay, well, if it's, I definitely recognize it as an enemy, then boop, boop, boop. Yeah, let's just cantrip it up with Thorn Whip.
Okie dokie, go for it.
Yeah, so that is a 19.
That hits.
Okay. That is 5 damage.
Okie dokie. 5 damage. So, is that it? Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so does your Thorn Whip look like anything specific?
It looks like vines.
Any color vines? Are they just plain old green vines?
No, they have like a purplish tinge to them.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you, hey Val, welcome.
Hello. I'm so sorry I'm late.
Okay. So quick catch up for you. Actually, this is perfect. So Monty awoke to a terrible Sahuagin who was attempting to take her out. However, she and Billion destroyed that Sahuagin. We're over in the other room where it is you, Fisher, and Julia, and one just entered through the porthole, and Julia extended her arm, and this beautiful thorn came out and hit him. Can you move? Or do you try to move this Sahuagin at all, Julia? Can you do that with Thorn Whip? Or is it just a smack? Anyone? Bueller?
You could pull him 10 feet closer, Julia, if you want to.
Did we lose Julia?
What did I do?
Your character's name is Julia. Refresher.
What's going on?
Thorn Whip can pull them 10 feet closer. Did you want to do that?
No.
Okay. So, and Matthew rolled for Tempest. Okay. So we're gonna go to Fisher. You're up next.
Oh, all right. So there's just the one Sahuagin?
Yep, that's it. The Sahuagin.
Ain't that how it's pronounced? That's how I pronounce it.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say, hey, get on out of here, you biscuit, and I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Awesome. Is that a save for me?
Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Okay. Ooh, I fail. Hardcore.
All right. 3d6 psychic damage, and it's gonna run away. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 points of psychic damage, and it's gonna use its reaction. Wait, I'm not Cajun. It's gonna use its reaction to run away.
Okay.
And if there's anyone melee next to it, it provokes an attack of opportunity.
I don't believe that anyone is within melee distance of this.
That's fine. It had to move away. It'll move up to its speed with its reaction.
All right. So you see him trying to fight against something, but crawls back out from the hole which it came from, and it is gone. So, at this point, you begin to hear some noises from outside. You can hear people yelling upstairs. You can hear someone yelling down the hall. And it sounds like there might be some sword fighting and spell casting above you. What do you all do?
I am going to burst out into the hall and just start making my way to where I hear the action going. I'm going to shout to my comrade, I think we're under attack.
Okay. How about the
Does
rest?
this creature have like hair? Just curious.
No.
Okay, just scales. Okay.
I'm gonna run after Fisher and say, "Hey, oh, what did I miss? I kind of zoned out there for a second."
I'm gonna follow.
I'm gonna pick up the head and just like saunter behind the group with my blade out in one hand and the head in the other. Not in a rush.
Sure, as you do. So upon exiting your rooms, you see at the end of the hallway, you can actually hear Captain Bones in her room, and she bursts through the door, and you can see that she's actually engaged with 3 Sahuagin, one of whom seems to be significantly larger and has an extra set of arms coming out from the side of its body. But from her, you see several tentacles extending from her body. Her eyes are almost completely black. Her face is in a bit of a grimace. The tentacles are whipping around, battering the Sahuagin, one of whom collapses on the ground. The second looking pretty weak, but the stronger of the 3, covered in armor, is holding his own and beginning to look a little frenzied as he dives towards the captain with his trident. And you hear the captain yell in sort of a voice that doesn't quite sound like hers. "We got some company, time to show them who runs the seas." She yells, and you can hear all of these guards starting to yell orders. Your eyes adjust, and you see that there's actually about 7 more Sahuagin in here with you right now. And you see that some of them are still crawling through these portholes. So I would like everybody to roll initiative now.
I got a 9.
9. I am rolling like garbage tonight.
I got an 18.
Okay, hold on, please. There is a system here when there are more of you. So, 20 and above. Okay. 15 to 20.
18.
10 to 15.
12.
14.
Whoopsie. There we go, Fisher. What are we left at? 5 to 10. And everybody else. It's just Julia, where are you?
9.
Oh, right, you said that.
Did Tempest get on there? Are we all on there?
Yep.
I'm 22.
All right. I rolled them as 2 different groups. So, Tempest, you are up first.
So Tempest is going to look at the scene in front of her and kind of cup her hands right where like her chest is, and there's this glowing like shard looking thing inside of her chest begins to glow, and from that she's going to cast Chromatic Orb at the nearest one.
Okay. Go ahead. Do I need to make a save for that? How does this work? Tell me everything.
You held a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at a creature you can see in range. You can choose the kind of acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, thunder. I chose fire.
Okay.
And then make a ranged spell attack against target. If the attack hits, the creature takes 3d6 8 damage of the type you choose. So ranged spell attack. Don't fail me now. I rolled 19.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Did you say that is this an AoE attack, or is it just on one?
It's just it's in a 4-inch diameter sphere.
Okay. Yes, stream combat is terrifying, so thank you everybody for bearing with me here. So did you say one? Just one creature?
Yeah, I'm just gonna help the one.
Go for it. Roll your damage.
4d. God, if I could type, that'd be really helpful. 48. That's a 10 of fire damage.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Oh my god, and I'm gay and I can't do math. It's okay. All right. So, so this damage extends out from looks like a spear, I'm assuming, that spins toward the Sahuagin, and you can see that the flames are sort of like really burning off some of these scales. That takes us down to Billy and Fisher. You are on deck.
I'm going to cast my Sacred Flame.
Okay.
And so you've got to make a dex saving throw.
Okay, do you want to cast it on the one that was just hit or any of the others?
What one am I closest to?
You are closest to the one that was... you are closest to one that has not been hit yet.
Okay, so I'll just cast Sacred Flame towards that one.
Okay. I fail.
Okay, so... Hold on a second. So you'll take 7 radiant damage.
Okay.
Also, I cast a spell, so that means, do you want me to roll on my table?
I sure do, and actually, Tempest, I think you need to do the same. So both of you need to roll on your surge tables, please.
Da-na-na-na.
And as I do that, everybody within 30 feet of me gains vulnerability to piercing damage for the next minute.
Oh, yikes. Okay. So that, how many feet of you, within how many feet of you?
30.
30.
Oh, so all of you. Cool.
Marie.
Perfect.
Sorry, just getting up my table. Eventually, my computer will load. Da-da. So I rolled a 27, which means I grow a long beard of lightning that remains until I sneeze, at which point the lightning explodes out from my face, and anyone within a certain range takes 2d4 lightning damage.
All right.
Billion's gonna look at Tempest and give you the eyes.
Would you like to, why don't you tell us the next time you sneeze, okay?
Yeah.
I'll let you be in charge of that one.
Strategic sneezing.
Is that your turn, Billion?
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay, that takes us over. Oh, what is your sacred flame look like? What kind of divine energy? What does it look like around this creature?
It's just gonna be like, it just looks like bright purple flames.
Okay, perfect. So you see that Sahuagin get covered in these bright purple flames sort of coming off from its skin and from within it. Fisher, you are up. Monty, you're on deck.
That's me. Okay, so there's like 7 of these things.
There are 7 of them. 2 of them have been hit. There are 4 on your side, 3 on the other.
Okay, so perfect. So where the 4 are, I am going to cast. Oh God. Well, I'm doing it. I'm going to cast Shatter where the 4 are.
Yes. Okay.
It's gonna kind of blow apart the walls though too.
Well,
but we're not on the hull. Like we're in the interior, right?
Correct. Yeah. No, you're not down below. You're like in the middle.
So 4 con saves, DC 14.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna string my little cittern I got.
Okay. Oh man. I failed all of them. Did you say it was 14?
Yeah, con DC 14.
Oh, one of them is fine. The rest fail though.
Okay. I am gonna cast this is Shatter. 14 plus 8 is 21. Is that right? Am I doing math? 14 plus 22. 22 points. Yeah. 7, 7, 8. 22 points of thunder damage.
How do you want to do this? What happened?
So I just pull out my cittern, which is what I use. I use a magical cittern. I'm like, ring. No! It just erupts from my mouth a massive blast of thunder. Like the lion's roar from Kung Fu Hustle. I'm just like, no! It just destroys them.
Amazing. You do damage a little bit of the ship, and you sort of can hear Captain Bones say, "Really?" And you one of them sort of jumped back just in time. So all those 3 went down. Upon seeing this, the rest of the Sahuagins kind of give each other a look. You can see them starting to get a little bit nervous. That will take us over to Julia.
Wait, I thought it was Monty next.
That's what I meant. Monty, Julia, you are on deck. We are doing great, folks.
Is there still a big one?
Oh yeah, there's a big one.
Okay, so this is flavor, but what I
Go for
want to do with my bonus action is I want to take the head of the Sahulian that I've killed and just sort of toss it over to the feet of the big one. And as it like rolls and tumbles at its feet, the hex is gonna like pull away from the head as this like blackish blue energy and just kind of get sucked out of the head into the big one as I transfer my hex.
Okay, so you transfer the hex over to the large one with the 4 arms. Is that right? Okay. So you go ahead and do that, and the rest of you can sort of see this happen, and you can see that this larger Sahuagin kind of it sort of be covered in sort of, did you say it was like a dark purple energy? Is that what you said?
It's like this blackish purple, almost like an inky water like energy.
Sure. So then that was your bonus action.
That was my bonus action. Yes, it was. Now, because I'm just transferring it, that doesn't count as casting a spell, correct? I'm just moving it over.
Correct.
So
that's your bonus. You move that over. So now you take your action.
Okay. I want to go up to that big one and stab into it with my hex blade and cast booming blade as I pierce through its chest.
Okay.
I mean, we're already getting loud. Let's get louder.
Sure. Let's do it. I support this.
How does booming blade work? Make a melee attack?
I wish I knew. I have a player who uses it all the time, and I still have no idea how.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so I get to first just attack it.
Sure.
So that's 6 points of piercing damage and 1 point of necrotic damage.
Okay.
And it's now surrounded by this like kind of like pulsing, booming energy, almost like when you have like this really bad headache and everything just sort of seems to grow and shrink just on its head.
Yep.
And how does this work? If it moves, it takes thunder damage.
Okay, great. So you see, after you have sort of embraced it with this energy, you see that even though it got hurt, he's still holding his own. He still looks, I mean, he's hurt, but he doesn't look like he's going down anytime soon. Is that your turn?
Yes, yep, that's it.
Okay, that takes us over to Julia.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen.
Yes, do tell.
I'm not going to attack because I'm going to use my turn to turn into an alligator.
Okay. All right. Sure. I support this. Can you sort of like talk us through what this looks like? Tell us how this transformation.
Oh, it's totally like so for those of you who don't know what Julia looks like, she is a half orc that's on the leaner side for a half orc. Little tusks, has a flower crown, like very like gauzy white dress and sandals and stuff, and just total like magical girl transformation, like Sailor Moon status, like hair flows up and everything, and then gator.
Amazing. Is there any shade of scale of the gator? So just a standard gator.
It's a standard gator. Except like, you know how like dragonfly wings have that kind of like mirrory translucence? It's like a hollow gator.
Ooh, hollow gator. That's
it's a hollow gator. Yeah, and I turn into a gator.
Okay. I don't know how druids work. Is that an action? Is that a bonus?
Wild shape is an action, so
okay.
That is what I do.
That's what you do. All right. That takes us actually over to Captain Bones. So what does she do? She is going to, she is also going to, you see, her sort of like focus for a moment, and you see that she, sort of extends her palm out, and from her palm, you see this, similar to the shades of the ship, you see this like dark black and sort of sea green color sort of like begin to embody the larger Sahuagin who is there. And she is also casting Hex on this individual, and is then going to go ahead and, boy, this is fun. Oh, I don't even have the right dice for her. Shit. Oh, no, there we go. All right. Nice. Okay. And you see that she is going to use the age-old Eldritch Blast on this one, and you see the same kind of energy sort of like blast directly into his face, and you see that he takes a chunk of damage out of this, and you can see his scales are sort of starting to fall off. He's embodied by these two different swirling energies that are surrounding him right now. And that takes us over to the Sahuagins. So, the remaining one over on the side near this gator is going to attempt to actually go after the gator there, but is going to miss, I'm assuming, with a 7.
Yeah.
Cool. Attempted to go for you with his trident. On the other side, toward Billion and Monty, you see that those three over there are collectively gone. 2 of them are going to go for Monty, and one of them is going to go for Billion. That's a miss. 2 of them, you managed to sort of duck out of the way just at the last minute, but does a 17 hit you, Monty?
Yeah, 17 hits. Barely,
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay.
I would like to cutting words the attack with my reaction.
Sure. Go for it. What does that mean?
So, as a lore bard, I can use my reaction to reduce either the attack roll or damage of a creature I can see. And I will speak out to it and say, don't. No, wait. Stop. Bring in the name. Bring of love. Bring. -4 to the attack roll. 13 to hit.
Okay.
Misses.
That's the wrong one. 13 totally hits.
No,
So-
the 13 versus Monty's.
13
Jeez.
versus Monty.
Like, I've subtracted 4 from the 17 total that you had. That's what Cutting Words does. Does that make sense?
So does a 13 hit you, Monty?
It does not. I got on armor.
No, bastards. So, RIP that attack. There goes that. How does that look? Fisher, can you tell us how that looks? You say that, and then how does the reaction?
I mean, I just kind of bring, and I think it's like magically infused. So he's super annoyed and distracted by my offbeat, off-tune singing.
That Sahuagin is incredibly annoyed with you.
Yes.
Fisher.
That takes us over to the big dude. Who, okay, is actually going to go still after this captain. And you see that he takes his trident. And that hits. So, yikes. Okay, doing great. So, you see his trident dig pretty deep into the captain's flesh, right through her leather. And you actually start to see her kind of falter at this. She had already been kind of beaten up in there, and you see that now she is starting to look pretty ragged herself. And at that point, he pulls her close and goes for a bite on her face.
Takes 5 points of booming blade damage.
Okay, good.
Which it might be affected by Hex. No, Hex is only melee damage. Never mind.
Yeah. Someone knows. I was about to say, sure.
give me that extra damage.
But upon going for a bite, oh no, that isn't good. Okay, so he goes in to actually sort of bite her shoulder and neck. That's oh yikes. You see that the captain, it takes a chunk out of her flesh and he rips it away, and you can see that she is now bleeding profusely and she falls to her knees. You can see that she's breathing quite heavily. You see that she is, her wound is grievous. That takes us back to the top of the round with Tempest. Billion, you are on deck.
Okay, so the one that's gone after Captain Bones.
Yep.
I'm just going to spend one of my sorcery points to use Twin Spell, and I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
So the first one is 7.
Nope.
The second one is a dirty 20 because my dice.
Awesome.
So second one hits, which is 1d10. That's a 9, and then plus 2. Oh no, wait, that one. Yeah, just 1d10 of fire damage.
How much did you say it was?
It was 9.
9. Okay. All right. You see, he's still standing. He's starting to look a little rough at this point, though. And you see him kind of see that the tables are not particularly in his favor right now, but his eyes are very much set on this captain. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Billion. Did we lose?
Hold on.
Oh.
I lost my internet, but I'm back.
Hello.
And we also
Welcome
have
back.
some streamy things.
We have a funky stream.
Hold, please.
I'm sorry.
No worries. This happens.
I love how both Anders and I started dancing.
It's all funky. Get funky with it.
This is fine. It's fine.
Get funky
It's
with
right.
it. Matt's just doing the Macarena. Or at least trying to. It's like a half-assed Macarena.
Well,
just
it's like the
just the first part.
yeah.
Just the first part.
It's part
just
of
the
voguing.
tip.
It's actually a voguing technique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we thank you, Dan. We appreciate
Yes. Thank you, Dan. I'm so sorry.
it. All right, so Billion, it is your turn. And Fisher, you are on deck.
So I was just kicked out, so I missed what happened, but I'm gonna go after one of them within range of me.
The captain is on her knees. She
Okay.
got a chunk of her flesh taken out.
Okay.
Sorry. I don't mean it.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go after, is the one that's like the biggest one still alive?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to that one, and which is in reach of me, I'm assuming, yes?
You can move to get to him. Well, yeah, no, you could. You have 3 Sahuagins between you and this larger Sahuagin, so you wouldn't be able to get to him very easily.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go for the one closest to me again, and I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
Sure.
Okay, and
Do I make a save?
no, I think I have to roll to see if I hit.
Okey-doke.
Does a 20 hit?
Oh yeah. Was that natural or unnatural?
Unnatural.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and now you take. Hold on one second. So 3d10. So hold on one second. So 3, 8. So you take 12 necrotic damage.
Okay. So you I'm assuming you did this to the one that was closest to you, which had already been injured. So how would you like to kill this individual? How do you want to do this?
Ooh, I would love to just go right for the heart.
All right. You see that this you put your hand right on its chest, and you see it take one last breath, and it collapses down to the ground. And that takes us over. Is that your turn?
Do you want me to roll my table?
I sure do. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. And
I'll
also,
roll-
Tempest, you do the same. I'm
We
not
are-
used to you having to do this.
We're doing splendid.
Okay. So all of a sudden, Billion disappears, and I'm teleported 60 feet to an unoccupied space of my choice.
Okay, sure. You can
Oh.
move forward or back. Maybe.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move whatever way I can get closer to the biggest one.
Okay, yeah, sure. You would end up being probably actually in the captain's quarters. If it has to be a full 60 feet, you would be in the captain's quarters.
Yep, that's where I'm going. So all of a sudden, I'm just gonna like disappear and reappear in the captain's quarters.
Okay. I don't you lot outside have no idea where Billion has gone. However, the captain you know what? The captain probably wouldn't necessarily notice that you were there either, but you see the sort of larger Sahuagin do a double take as he realizes what has happened. Tempest, why don't you tell us what's happening with you?
My skin turns a bright shade of purple for 6 rounds. And
Beautiful.
Tempest is gonna look down and go, oh, well, this is cute. Okay, yeah, I can work for this.
Cute. Okay, Fisher, is it your turn? I think it's your turn.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So, quick question: Is the big Sahuagin, the leader Sahuagin, the big boy going in on Captain? Are they wearing armor, metal armor?
Yes.
They are wearing metal armor.
Wearing a breastplate.
Okay, then I'm going to cast heat metal on the breastplate.
Okay, all right.
So upon that being cast, they will take 2d8 fire damage.
Okay.
And they're going to have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks since they can't flip off the armor. It's not like a weapon. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just 1 second. Let me find my dice. 5, 7. 7 points of fire damage, and they are going to have a disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks to the start of their turn, since they cannot drop the object. That is my action, and that's my turn because I cast a spell higher than cantrip, so I can't healing word. That's my turn.
No, you can healing word.
Oh, I can?
You sure
Or
can.
Is that how we're doing it? That's fine by me. That's how I do it in the Ghost of the Machine. I will heal the captain, the good captain, 6 hit points with a first level healing word.
Okay.
All right, that's my turn.
Sure. You see the captain sort of regain. Is there any specific way that looks?
Yeah, so I will strum along. I'll sing to the Sahuagin and be like, whenever I'm with him, something inside starts burning, and I'm filled with desire. Could it be the devil in me, or is this the way love's supposed to be? It's like a heat wave. And that's how me casting heat metal. And then I look over to the captain, Captain Bones. I'm like, "You're doing fine," and I cast healing word.
Amazing. You see the captain is sort of like able to regain her breath. However, she remains on her knees, and you hear this Sahuagin sort of like scream in pain as this breastplate is starting to fuse to its chest. That takes us to theoretically Julia. However,
No, Monty.
Monty, why do I keep doing that? I'm so sorry. However, at least someone knows what's going on. Thank you, Morgan. However, you see an individual come down the stairs who, similar to the larger Sahuagin, has an additional set of arms. However, you see that she's got these long tentacle hairs, and you see that she comes down, and in her hand she is holding a spell, waiting to use it as she surveys the scene, and sort of she actually looks at the larger Sahuagin in disappointment, seeing that he has not done his job just yet. And she takes a moment, and you see her raise up her other palm, and she says something in a language that none of you understand, but it sounds like hissing. And she will cast. You see this sort of like watery arcane energy erupt from her hands and envelop all of the Sahuagin in the area. And they all regain some hit points.
No.
I'm sorry, everybody. I love you and want you to kill them. Okay. So we have a new challenger in the arena. Monty, what do you do?
Seeing that happen and seeing that the magic is very watery and just she's not allowed to use that. That's my girl's thing. I'm just gonna shift away, vanish from where I'm standing, and misty step directly behind her and just stab through her back up into her chest.
All right, go ahead and roll.
That is a 20 to hit, not natural.
Okay. Not natural. Oh,
not natural, no.
My brain is fine. It's okay.
And I have not put hex on her, but that's okay because I rolled a 6 on damage, so 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Straight through her chest.
All right. You see her kind of like shudder as she is stunned and shocked at what this has come from, and she kind of turns around to see you and she hisses at you. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do. I guess I could move, but I want to be next to her, so.
As you do. Now it's Julia.
Hi. So there's a hooligan right over Captain Bones, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The larger one.
So the gator is gonna come up and they're gonna bite the big boy.
Okay, go for it.
And that is a 15.
A 15 just misses.
Okay. That's what I got.
I'm sorry. I
It's
support
okay.
you. All right, so you see he kind of
snap
like
at him.
he sidesteps just at the last minute. Monty, with the booming energy, was that only once, or does
it only lasts the one round. It doesn't.
Got it.
Doesn't
Okay.
hang around.
All right. That's okay. So that takes us over to the captain. Oh wait, that's an actual sheet that I have. So she is not doing great. But she is going to do what she can, and she is going to attempt to blast this stupid larger Sahuagin in the face. And mother is going to miss. She's not doing great. And that's her turn. That takes us over to the remaining Sahuagins who were there. And you see that they are going to start to flee. They are going to start running away and trying to climb out of these portholes and away from the situation. That gives... Does anybody get a... Oh, Julia, you will have an attack of opportunity on one of the smaller Sahuagins who you are in between that and the larger one. So you can take an attack of opportunity if you wish.
17.
That hits.
Okay. I bite him and he's now grappled. He needs to make a DC 12 strength roll to escape.
Do I wait to do that, or can I do that now? I wait to do that, right?
You wait to do that to his turn, and that is 10 damage.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you take a hunk out of this Sahuagin, and you see
and
now
I'm
that
holding on to him still because he is restrained
okay,
by my
so
mouth.
he is. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he. Oh, thank you, Max. But you see that his breathing starts to become like a little bit haggard, and you see that there's a pool of blood, sort of amassing on the floor, and I think that Billion, you would also... No, you wouldn't. Yeah, you would. Billion, you would also have an attack of opportunity on one of them. So if you want to take a hit with your mace at the one that you're also muted, so I can't hear you if you're talking.
Thank you. Sorry. Yes, I would love to take a swing with my mace.
Okay, go for it.
16.
That hits.
Okay, and then hold on 1 second. I gotta look up. So you take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And you see that you can hear some bones crack as they're climbing out of this porthole, but they manage to get out of there. So the only ones remaining now are the 2 larger and the one that is in Julia's mouth.
Just to note, the restrained condition means that everyone has advantage on attack rolls against it, and the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
All right. So, this takes us over to the first of the larger, the first one who is there, the larger of the 2, who is in a tremendous amount of pain, but upon seeing this, what you can probably all figure to be a priestess who has arrived, upon seeing this priestess arrive and look so disappointingly at him, he is going to attempt to still take out the captain and is going to go for her again.
Disadvantage on all attack rolls from the heat metal. Disadvantage.
All right. Thank goodness. He misses. With this, the pain sort of causes him to not quite. He's not quite able to get at her, and then he's going to attempt to do it again with his spear, and is also going to miss, and that's his turn. So that takes us up to the top of the round again with Tempest.
Okay, so these 2 big ones are left, right? And then we've got one that's being restrained by Julia.
Correct.
I'm gonna walk over to the one that is restrained, and I'm gonna start rubbing my hands. And I say, "Hey, you know what water and heat makes? Steam!" And I'm gonna touch my face with burning hands. Touch his face with burning hands.
Oh, yikes. Okay. Do I do something? Do you roll?
I roll burning hands. Okay, so that's... oh no, it's a Dex 13 save.
Oh.
And he gets disadvantage because he's restrained.
This is on the little guy who's in the mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love it. There's just like a gator on his legs, and then you just come up and like put his hands on his face.
I am assuming this fails, but what was the saving throw?
13.
Yeah, I fail.
Yay! 3d6!
Yikes!
11.
Okay, how do you want to do this? How does this look?
Yes! Okay, so I'm gonna put my hands together, and this steam just pours out from this meeting of my like water genasi and like fire of burning hands, and it just envelops him and pours over him in this hot, searing mess. And they say the shard in my chest starts to glow, and you just see this kind of steam, and when it kind of goes away, he's just completely shriveled and like a shriveled up human.
All right, and Julia, you can feel all of this happening right in your jaw as this creature shrivels to nothing. And Billion. Oh, also, please roll on your table.
That is a good point.
So much wild magic.
I love it. 55. Oh, a cloud appears and carries me 30 feet in a random direction.
How do we determine this direction? Do I determine it, or do you determine it, or do the dice determine it?
Oh, why don't the dice determine it? I shall run. If I
roll a D100.
D100, and I got a 15.
A 15. You go north.
Yay!
Whatever direction that means, you go north.
I'm just like, you see Tempest get like enveloped in this cloud, and she already has this lightning beard, and as she kind of starts to float, she just goes, the wisps go up her nose, and she's like, Achoo! And it's 2d4 lightning damage if anything is north of me.
Well, since I am very good with directions, both as a DM and as a gay individual, I am going to say that the priestess is north of you.
So am I then.
Cool.
Cool.
I only rolled a 3.
Nice.
Okay, so that's fine. No one dies. Thank goodness. Okay, so, Billion, it is your turn.
Yeah, can you just give me a quick layout of what's kind of going on?
Sure, of course. So you are next to a dead Sahuagin. In front of you, you see the larger Sahuagin engaged with the captain, who is on her knees, and you see to the left of that this priestess who has walked down the stairs and is standing.
Thank you.
Monty's directly behind the priestess.
Yep.
Yes.
Noted. Okay, so I'm gonna cast bolt of lightning. Oh, well, guiding bolt at the priestess.
Sure. So I don't think I'm thinking magic missile, sorry.
So I need to hit the does a 8 hit?
Nope, that's gonna go wide and you see it sort of fizzle off against the
Good. Do I need to roll my magic table?
Yeah, you sure do.
Okay.
Matthew. Chaos is queen.
Okay.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I don't know. What is grease? I cast grease centered on myself.
Oh no, that doesn't sound good, and I feel like Matthew knows what happens with that. And Anders,
Matthew, can you tell me what happens with that?
Well, you fill an area with grease,
Good.
and everyone is gonna start to fall down.
Great.
Everything gets all slapstick.
Yeah, and there's also fire in the area, which means we're about to all be involved in a grease fire.
Okay, this is like Billion's nightmare coming up then. If there's a grease, like there's fire that's being like ignited in front of me.
There's fire on a boat.
Good. Yep.
I hope y'all can swim.
I float away faster.
Gators have a swim speed. I did that on purpose.
all right, cool. So
I was obviously very distracted by said grease fire, and my spell just went way wide.
So Emma, it's a 10-foot square, so it could affect I think up to 4 people. So it's not too crazy, but
so it's actually just you, Billion, who is engulfed in this. You are
Excellent.
just gliding around, trying very hard not to fall over. Currently,
so then there's no grease
Excellent.
fire. We're good.
there's no grease fire. Everything is fine. No cause for concern here. This is definitely okay. Fisher, this takes us over to you. Monty, you are on deck. Not Julia. Doing it.
Doing great. I'm going to use my bonus action to turn the heat metal and do more damage. I rolled an 8 and a 7. That's 15 points of fire damage on the big guy.
Oh, right. So,
Yeah.
ooh. Oh.
Yeah, he just takes it.
All right. You see that he collapses down upon feeling all of this. However, he is still breathing. He's there. You can see that he's on his knees and he's still holding his trident. You can hear just these guttural fish-like noises coming from him. I don't know what that sounds like, but it's happening.
Does he touch the? Yep. Does he? Can I touch the captain?
You could move and touch the captain. Yes.
I will move and touch the captain and cast Cure Wounds for my sit turn. 7 and heal her for 7.
Okay, great.
I just put hands on her real quick. I'm like, I'm not letting your lesbian tentacle ass die on this boat. We gays gotta stick together. We're all queer here. Thank you. Goodbye.
She laughs at that. She is delighted by that. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, Monty, you are up. Julia, you are on deck.
Oh, the priestess doesn't get a turn? Hell yeah. That's awesome. I thought she was before me.
I think she's after you, isn't she? Oh,
I
no,
don't
she
remember.
is before you. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay. I haven't said anything.
Hi, everyone. I'm a professional and know what I'm doing. So,
My sword is in her belly.
That's right. It sure is. She is going to, interesting. Okay. She is going to, yeah. Okay. You see her sort of like raise her hand up and turn it around to face you, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm so wise. Okay, that's a 12, but I'm betting that doesn't count, and I'm a lucky motherfucker, so I'm gonna roll it again.
All right, go for it.
Okay, that's a natural 20. So
Okay.
22.
Beautiful. So you start to feel something sort of like try to grasp at you as if it's trying to hold you in place, and then you sort of like are able to shake it off. Do you want to say anything in response to her trying to do that?
Not today, darling.
All right. However, she is then going to attempt to whip around and claw at your face. She is unhappy that this is the course of events. However, does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so you managed to duck out of the way just at the last minute, and that is her turn. Monty, what do you do in response?
So, I was gonna transfer my hex to her, but the one dude didn't die. However, I believe that I have a second hexing ability because I believe I have my Hexblade's Curse, which is different.
Sure.
And does not use a spell slot. So I'm going to take my sword, and as I'm moving to stab her in the chest with it, this like dark purple energy, this sort of water-like tendrils emerge again, this time from the hilt of the blade, and they go into her before the sword pierces through her. And she is now cursed. And I get a bonus 2 to all my damage rolls. My critical hit is a 19 or a 20, and if she dies, I get to steal her health.
Yikes.
And now I want to stab her.
Go for it.
Okay, that's not great. That's a 16.
That hits.
Oh, sweet. That is great. Dog 6. I don't think I have any. No, I have a +3, so 9. Yep, 9 points of damage.
That sounds like a
11 points of damage. Sorry.
Sure.
Because
Nope.
Hexblade's Curse.
Yeah. All right. So she actually, you can see her sort of double over in pain at this, and you can hear that her breathing now is becoming a bit haggard. That is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. Julia.
All right. So the guy in my mouth is dead.
Correct.
I'm gonna let go of him.
Okay.
I don't like dead things in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just, it went limp, so I'm done.
Woo!
Anyways, there's a big guy who's still sort of alive, but on his knees, and I'm going to bite him.
Barely there. Go for it. You can roll at advantage on him because he's down.
That's a good thing. That is 17.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. Oh wait, does that hit? Yeah, that hits.
All right, that's going to be 9.
Okay, how do you want to do this? How does this look? Walk us through this.
Is he dead? Did
Yes.
he die when I do this? Okay, cool.
That's right.
Then I am going to the gator comes up. He just like goes straight to like his gut, like, and just like rips like a chunk out of the side of him and like pulls like intestines. It's really gross and just rips a whole chunk of his abdomen out and like kind of like like it swings it around, maybe gets some like specks of blood on the captain. Like, this is the most vicious you have ever seen Julia is in this gator form. Whips it around, spits it out as a bonus action, returns into her flower like form, wipes her mouth, and kneels beside the captain.
All right. So, this, actually, yeah, no. So this takes us over to the captain, who sort of looks at you for a second and through haggard breathing says, "Oh, that's something you don't see every day. Thank you." And she actually, is, although she has been healed, she's going to just stay there. She is not going to do anything, and she's just going to point over to the priestess and say, "Can someone do something about her, please?" And that takes us up to Tempest.
Okay, so Tempest is going to. Where is she in the vicinity of Monty and the priestess? Because she was floating past them.
Yeah, you are sort of like, I mean, if you were floating past them, then you are going up the stairs.
In which case, I'm going to. See if I can do this. Can I leap from my cloud? And
course you
with
can.
I'm
You're
gonna
cloud.
spend another sorcery point, and do quicken spell. And I'm going to, if Monty's like got stabbing her one side, the other side, I'm gonna put burning hands, and
Okay.
then shocking grasp in each hand,
Yikes. Okay.
and just vroom, either side of her head.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Roll for that.
Oh, don't fail me now, dice. That is a 21. And burning hand. Oh, and burning hands is a Dex 13 save.
Okay. She fails.
Okay. So shocking grasp is only 1d8, but the other one is still 3d6. So roll 3d6, and that's a 10. Roll 1d. Can't spell things. 18 altogether.
How do you want to do this?
Yes! Okay, so the same thing as the last time. The burning hands turns into steam, but the shocking grasp goes through, and it looks like this cloud of pure storm with the steam and the lightning just cuts straight through her from her head down in this kind of pure lightning.
All right. And you see this priestess sort of collapse.
That was a lot of fun. You did great, Emma. Oh,
Thank you.
So well.
We're back. Hi, hello everybody.
Hi.
We just came back to tell you that we're going to be right back. There was a brief internet hiccup, and we're here. Everything's cool. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your patience with me, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Hi, everybody. We are back. So just for those who are joining us, the crew, the party, just stamped down a Sahuagin infiltration on the nightmare, or not nightmare, the Nightingale. You could probably call it a nightmare by the end of this. Thank you to everybody who has donated bits. We have hit our Pride bit goal, which is awesome. That's amazing. All of this is going to go directly to Trans Lifeline. So thank you everybody so much. That's wonderful. Happy Pride. Thank you for the support and the bits. That's amazing.
Woo.
So let's jump right back in. All right. So we're here. You can see now that everyone is sort of taking a breather from this moment after having this infiltration on board. And you can see that the captain is in incredibly rough shape. She sort of forces herself to stand up, but with Julia right next to her, she actually sort of like just grabs onto Julia and lifts herself up.
How tall is the captain?
The captain is about I said it earlier. It's 5 foot like 8 or 9.
Okay, Julia's 6'4", so
Okay, good.
yeah.
And then the captain starts making her way up to the top of the deck to sort of check in with her crew, and you can see I'm assuming, do the rest of you follow or do the rest of you stay?
Yeah, I'll fall.
I'll follow too.
Okay. So up on the top deck, you can see that there's a handful of her crew who are have also been who are also sort of like injured. Nothing seems life-threatening at the moment, but there are maybe 12 or 15 crew members who are injured. And the captain sort of takes a moment. Thank you, Val. And says, if Julia and Billion, perhaps you could assist with the nurse that we have here on board, and Fisher and Tempest and Monty, if you could just sort of check in with the crew, check the boat, see if any more of these scaled bastards are on here. I gotta go see the nurse.
I'm gonna walk right towards the like that wing of the boat.
Okay,
Julia is gonna walk the captain to the nurse.
sure. Why don't we run through that first? So you make your way into the sort of nurse's quarters, which is like not particularly large. It consists of about 5 cots and a few cabinets. The nurse is about 3'1". She's clearly a halfling. She's wearing these dark purple robes. Her hair is in curlers. She was clearly asleep prior to this, and she's tending to a dwarven woman who appears to be unconscious in there already. And you see that there are a couple of more crew members who start sort of streaming into the room. And she looks up. Oh, the captain! Oh! And she immediately sort of like ushers you over to a corner and then looks to you, Julia and Billion. Are you also injured?
I'm okay. Do you need any help? I know my way around a sick room.
That would be lovely. If you could help, if you know how to assist. I can take care of the captain if you could help those who are coming in.
Yeah, do you need me to just maybe roll some intermittent medicine checks or something like that?
Yeah, so there are a couple of crew members who are in there. There's probably about 3 at this point, and you can hear that there's more coming down. So, and Billion, if you also want to roll some medicine checks, and you two can start working on the crew members, while the nurse starts taking care of the captain. Why don't you tell us what your first rolls are? Okay.
23? Sorry, bad at math.
That's okay. We all are, except for Matthew, because he is an economist, and he's the best of all of us. So, all right. So between the two of you, you were able to actually very quickly take a gander at these 3 crew members and assess them. Figure out what they need at it's mostly sort of like external, sort of like cuts and some bruising. You notice that one of them also has a fractured wrist, and you are able to assist in sort of finding your way around there and helping. And you can see that there's a few more crew members who are starting to spill in. Let's go back to the top of the deck with Fisher, Tempest, and Monty.
So we're at the top of the deck. What did the Captain Bones tell us to do?
The captain said that she would like the 3 of you sort of to check in, just sort of around, check the boat itself too to see if there's any more of them left, but just to sort of check in with the crew members themselves. And you can divvy up amongst you how you want to do that.
Any of you understand that magic fish person?
I mean, she was a fish and she had magic. That's about the extent of it.
She said something. She was like, I don't know.
What language was that, Emma? Because I speak deep speech.
You did not understand it.
Okay. I didn't understand it, unfortunately.
I have primordial.
You didn't understand it.
Probably like Aquin or something.
What's a subset of that?
If one of you want to roll like probably like a straight intelligence check to see if you know what it was that you heard.
I'll do that because I'm a lore bard. Horribly cocked. Also horribly. Hello? Could you roll correctly? Here we go. A straight intelligence?
Yep.
16 total.
You are probably able to determine that is their native tongue. It's just Sahuagin that they are speaking in their own native language.
Scholars say that. Well, it's interesting when you get into the theoretical. You see, in linguistics, and I will spend about 10 minutes of not answering her question.
I will walk away about 5 minutes into this, just like not say a word, just turn.
And then, of course, there is the topic of generative grammar, which says that, and I'll just keep rambling on.
I'm gonna put my hands on either side of Fisher's shoulders and go, I think you're swell. Bye, and I'm gonna misty step.
I'll just keep talking.
There's like one crew member. You see a dwarven woman who's actually sort of leading up and sort of like, yeah.
Yeah. That's my contribution.
I want to find the puniest looking crew member I can. Just like this is the kid who swabs the deck and that's about all they do or something crew member.
You see a young girl. She looks to be about 14. And she's starting to like scrub out some of the blood that's on the deck. And she has like a mop of like brown hair. She's got like a very round face. She looks like she's a half elf.
Hey, you, come here.
Me?
Yeah, come here.
Okay. Yeah.
There's like the storage on this boat. Is it down below? Where you guys like keep the shit?
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 decks below.
Okay, we're going down there. You're taking us down there. Come on.
Me? I have to sleep.
No. You're coming. Come on.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Let's go.
Yeah.
And she starts leading you down the stairs into the belly of the ship.
Fist, you coming?
I look at the crew members, remember Captain Bones' advice, and go, "Yeah, totally, come on!" And then to follow.
And you head down below, and you see a bunch of storage. You see that you go down past your rooms, down another sort of like set of stairs, and then you see it's starting to get a little bit more narrow, and she takes you down one more, and you see that you have to climb a ladder, and she starts climbing down right into the bottom.
Follow her.
Okay. You get down into there, and why don't you... Are you down here? What are you looking for?
So, Tempest, sometimes I think better if I think out loud. That fish lady, she, I mean, you've been on boats, I've been on boats. We both have done the boat thing before. They don't normally come out with, like, leadership. So that makes me think that they're looking for something on this ship, and I think it would behoove us to find what they were looking for.
It was weird when they started running away when the priestess showed up. Why would they flee if there was like, if their follower was there, why would they run away? But I think you're right. I think there's something really, really, really weird on this ship. And as she says this, her skin starts to turn from purple back to its natural color of blue, and she's like, "Oh, thank God, I was lying back there. I was not pulling that off."
You see
I thought it was great. I like
the girl's eyes just like, whoa.
Magic.
You, I don't know a lot of useful magic that doesn't, just hurt things. Do you have anything that could, like, help us find whatever it is they were looking for?
I have the ability to shape or create water. But I'm very good at investigating and stealing.
Okay, let's just do that. I mean, because that's what I do. Let's just do that.
See?
You're gonna steal?
No.
Find.
And
What are you looking for?
Something interesting.
Like what?
I don't know. You work on this ship. What's interesting down here that the fish people wanted?
She sort of like turns, like folds her arm and is like looking, and you can see that she's kind of like counting through things. She's like, I don't think there's anything interesting on here. We have like a lot of oranges down here. There's some healing kits. we have a lot of gear in case something happens. I don't know what else is down here.
Any special transports? Any delivery items? Anything you've been told to leave alone?
Oh yeah, I'm always told to leave stuff alone on here, but I think it's because I'm 14.
Got a crate of booze?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of alcohol in here. There's a lot of like ale.
I think it needs to be liberated and investigated and made sure that the fish people didn't like contaminate it or poison it in any way or shape or form.
Right. There could be cursed
Right.
bottles in there.
Curses.
Maybe that's what they were coming for, you know.
Exactly. We have been on boats a lot, and so many times we've been pirated for our liquor, full of invigorating liquor.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just gonna look around down here and
You know, you could just ask the chef. They'd probably just give you the ale.
I mean that's true, but the chef might grab something that's dangerous if we ask them to do it. So it's safer if we do it.
You could just steal the ale.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Yeah, so
steal
then
it.
say that. Why are you walking around the bushes like this?
It's because we're smugglers. It's what we do.
Oh, so that's
You-
what you do.
Yeah, you think we get things into port by being like, oh, here's a crate of illegal fish. Let's just haul it on in. No, I'm sorry. It's been a very stressful day. How are you, Tiny Tim?
My name is Tammy, first of all. But
Tiny
then
Tammy, that's not much better.
it's
Yeah.
not, but you know, I didn't pick my name, so there's nothing I can do about that. But you know, after seeing like all of these Sahugans, you know, it could have been better, but you know, we've seen worse on here. It's okay. It's fine.
Oh,
I'm really glad I know what you two do now. Okay, bye.
wait, Tammy.
What?
How many times have you seen the fish people?
Well, they're always attacking all the boats on the seas. They're the worst. They
But
they
how-
want the seas back.
How many times have they attacked this boat?
Not since I've been on. I've been on for like almost a year.
Okay, so there is something weird on here.
There is something weird on here. I mean, like, I kind of want to steal the liquor, but I was actually serious that we should look to see if there's something they were trying to find.
I mean, why don't we have both?
Yeah, let's do. Can we look for, just like check things out, see if there's just anything off, anything suspicious?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're doing this separately. Like one of you's taking one side and one's taking the other.
Yeah.
Tammy leaves.
Okay, that's fine.
I only got 13.
17.
I'm sorry, what did you get?
17.
17 and what, Tempest?
13. I'm looking for the booze.
Okay. Well, you find the booze. You find like a couple crates of ale. Monty, you come across a one last Sahuagin who is badly hurt down here. They clearly were. It looked like they were trying to escape. You found them because as you were searching, you saw this trail of blood lead into a corner behind some crates, sort of like in a sort of bed of hay, and
Oh,
and
buddy.
they're, like, on their last breath.
Sword reappears. All right. Well, at least I can bring this up and they'll, stab it.
All right, and its breath escapes its body. There was nothing left.
Okay. Poof away the sword.
Okay.
I
Otherwise-
take the body with me. Just kind of drag it behind me.
Sure. Otherwise, what you came across was, there was some like coiled ropes. There was sort of some repair kits in case anything were to happen to the hull. You saw food storage, additional sort of like armor storage, like just sort of like what you would normally find. There
Repair
didn't
kits?
anything out of what?
Repair kits?
Roll for like to fix like if the hull of the ship had been sort of like carpentry kits.
We did smash a couple walls with a shatter spell.
Yeah, I think that was Tempest.
That's right.
I'll bring a repair kit up.
Sure. Is that okay? But are you just gonna drag this body behind you for a while, or what do you do
Look
with
what
it?
I found.
Who are you showing this to?
Tempest.
Okay.
Tempest raised a mug of ale. Cool! I found ale.
Trade. Here.
Okay, yeah. Just gonna hold this guy like. I'm gonna shake him and see if he jingles.
Yeah, no, there's nothing jingling.
He doesn't have coin on him.
Yeah, he's a fish person. I don't think they use coin.
Why are you so useless? I'm just gonna keep dragging it with me because I've come this far now.
I will drink all the ale.
It's just us getting drunk with the body of a fish person.
In the basement.
Totally not weird at all. All right, we're gonna pause there while you two are getting drunk. Go ahead and both roll me a Constitution check. Meanwhile, top deck, why don't we return back to the nurse's station or actually, we could just say, what are your Constitution checks? Let's start. Go ahead and just tell me. Let's get this over with. Monty.
So, I rolled a 3, so it's a 5.
Good.
And I don't want to spend any more lucky points because
Sure.
it's just getting drunk. So,
Yeah.
I get drunk.
All right, great. Tempest?
I rolled a 14.
Great. So the two, you start to feel tipsy. Meanwhile, you see Monty absolutely hammered. And the two of you are just hanging out there. At that point, like, Monty's got, like, her hand around this fish body, and she's having a full-blown conversation with this dead fish.
This is just like Revere all over again. Gulp, gulp, gulp.
You and I need to work together more. Like, you smuggle shit, and I smuggle shit, and this guy smuggles shit. The three of us. The three amigos. Why don't we do it together?
We'll buy a ship. We'll take this ship. No, this ship is broken. We'll fix this ship, and we'll get a ship, and we'll name it Sue. And I like chicken.
Okay, well. So the two of you end up passing out down there. Everybody else upstairs, sort of like as we get into the wee hours of the morning, 3, 4 o'clock. The captain is now resting. Unless did anybody want to have a moment there in the nurse's office?
I was actually gonna make my way down to where people are being treated.
Sure.
And I was gonna perform a song of rest, which would allow everyone who hears the performance to heal a d6.
Awesome. Thank you.
So I will do that. Oh, hey, full 6 there. Yeah, and I just sing a nice little tune there. I'm not gonna sing it for you, but I do it. And
Beautiful.
that's what I do.
All right. So, the wee hours of the morning wind to a close. Everybody sort of is able to get some sort of sleep and rest that night.
Julia doesn't. Julia stays by the captain's side the entire time.
Okay. Do you nod off at all, or do you just push yourself and stay awake?
I'll take a short rest, but
Okay.
I don't sleep.
Okay.
And I stay by her side, ready for her when she wakes up.
Sure.
And I'm also gonna try to fight sleep very hard because that nightmare was very vivid last night.
Sure. So the two of you sort of take a short rest here. Meanwhile, the captain nods off. Some of the other individuals in there nod off. The nurse stays awake, checking on everybody throughout the night. And dawn comes, and mid-morning comes, and that's when everybody sort of starts to awaken and move around. You see that the captain sort of starts to wake up in there, and looks over to see both Julia and Billy and still there. First seeing Julia sitting right next to her. Well, you're still here. How long have I been asleep?
Like 10 hours.
Oh, shit.
It's okay, you needed it.
Thank you. Thank you. I shouldn't say that with a question. Thank you.
At this point, Billion's gonna get up and like slowly move away out of the room.
Okay. I appreciate your help with those fishy assholes.
Of course. Hey, Billion,
Yes?
before you go, can you bring in some breakfast for the good captain here? We need to make sure that she has energy for this healing process.
Sure. I'll run down to the kitchen and grab some food and bring it back.
Okay.
Sorry, you were saying?
No, just that we have to go check in. I gotta go check in with the navigator. I gotta see what's going on. I gotta check in on the crew and see what's happening.
You should stay here.
Okay.
Julia pulls out a notebook. Tell me what you need done, and I will do it. I will go talk to the people. You need to focus on getting your wits about you, resting, and, taking care of yourself.
So what? I got like a personal assistant now.
A personal what?
Assistant? Got a personal assistant now?
I just wanted to help.
All right. Well, you're hired. All right. So, I need to check in with the navigator and see where we're at. I need to see if the crew is okay. I need to check in with the chef. I should see if the nurse is all right, although she's probably coming back here, and see if your friends are okay. I think maybe that's it. The ship itself is okay. Tempest did a number in that hallway. Or was it?
It was Fisher.
Someone did. It was Fisher.
Yeah. So you needed me to check in with the navigator, check in with the nurse, check in on the crew, check in on my friends to see if they're going okay, check in on the ship and see what needs to be done. Anything else?
No, that's all I can think of for now.
Okay. I am going to go take care of that. Billion is going to bring you up some food, and everything is going to be okay.
It's awfully nice of you. Thank you.
Of course. And she hesitates for a second, but then she squeezes the captain's hand and walks away.
All right. So
I go check in with the navigator.
Sure. So the navigator is sort of like this 5'3" elven woman. Appears to be like sort of like very calm considering everything that has happened. She is up above at the wheel. There's a specific word for it though, and I can't think of it right now. But that's where she is. Helm. Thank you. She's at the helm. And you see that she is wearing some sort of like some leather that's very similar to the captain's.
Mm-hmm. So, she goes to the navigator, and she checks in, and she's just like, "Hey, the captain's in the sick room right now. I'm just trying to get some updates from you and the crew, and see what kind of information I need to pass on to her while she gets rested up."
Sure. Yeah, everything seems to be okay up here. For whatever reason, the sea's carrying us pretty swiftly. I think we'll probably be there by
Monty looks up.
by tomorrow evening or the following morning. I think that's probably when we'll get to our destination. Everything up here seems to be okay.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to pass on that information to the captain. It's good to know that things, despite everything, are on track and possibly a little early. Good to know. Is there Okay. Hey, Fisher. Is Fisher around? Where's Fisher?
I'm here.
Fisher, can you do me a favor and I think you'd be good at corralling everyone, all the crew, into one space.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me with that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I will start shouting from the rooftops here and say, come on, and gather around.
You see a portion of the crew gathers.
Gonna need all you now. Gonna need all you.
The rest of them slowly wander over.
That's right. That's right. We don't want me to get my shatter spell out now, do we?
Okay. Hey guys, I don't know if all of you know me, but my name is Julia. I was helping out over in the sick room last night after the little incident. I'm just trying to do some tasks for our good old Captain Bones to make sure that everything is in ship shape. So if you could, I just want to check in with y'all, and you could bring me any concerns that you have so I can pass those over to the captain.
Okie dokie, aye aye. That's, you'd get like a collective, sure.
Okay. Thank you. And all my weirdos get over here.
Who's that?
Fisher, that means that you and Monty and Billion and Tempest.
Oh,
Billion's gonna walk over.
Okay.
let me corral the others, and I'll cast a message towards Monty. Like, hey, come here. I'm gonna cast a message at Tempest. Hey, come here.
Can we,
Are they still
we can
drunk?
reply to message, right?
Yes.
Can I bring Jack?
Who the? You mean like whiskey?
Sure, but also Jack. We have a friend named Jack that we made.
Oh, yeah, bring him. Is he cute? Am I gonna lie?
He's might be a bit small for you, Fisher, but I don't know your preferences.
Well, everything's small for me. I'm like almost 8 feet tall.
Yeah, I know. I'm very aware.
I'm sending the exact same message of can we bring Jack?
Oh, well, I'll ask the same thing I asked you. Is he cute? Am I gonna like him?
If you did, I'd be concerned.
All right. Well, we'll see.
And
I'll keep an open mind.
Before they kind of flopped out of drunkenness, Tempest kind of curled into a ball to sleep, but she covered Monty with her shawl.
Oh, Monty is just.
Yep. So she was like,
drunk.
yeah.
So you all gather up top around Julia.
Hi, guys.
Where's Jack?
This is Jack.
Hi.
Oh. Why don't you just say so?
We did.
A couple of the crew members sort of like,
Mind your business, crew members.
There is not. You will respect Jack. He is an officer.
Can I see Jack?
Yeah, sure.
He's captain.
Chuck him overboard.
Oh.
No! Oh, he was so young.
I mean, that's fine. He can go hang out with my wife. They'll
That's
keep
true.
each other company. That's fine.
So y'all are wasted. Good to know.
No. We were wasted last night. Now we are hungover.
Got it. So I'm just checking in with y'all. The captain wanted me to check in with everyone, specifically even my dudes, my weirdos, you guys. So I wanted to check in with you. What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Fisher killed Jack.
I mean, I actually killed Jack, but like Fisher, like killed
Jack.
So, Billion, did you end up bringing that food to the captain?
I did.
Awesome. Cool. Do you have any concerns I should bring to the captain?
She like sits and thinks, and I'm not functioning very well because I have not slept in a long time.
Got
So
it.
just like I look kind of cloudy, and I'm like, yeah, things are good.
Okay. I think I've gotten all the info I need from y'all. We should be in at our location early. It seems like the seas are cooperating with us today, which is awesome.
I look
So,
over at Monty.
thank goodness for that. Fisher, you and I need to take a walk downstairs and take a look at the damage that you've done.
Oh,
Let's
hey.
do that.
I got you a thing. I hand Fisher a repair kit.
Fisher looks at it, not sure how to use it, and I throw it on the ground.
And
I'm sure there's a bozeman or a carpenter somewhere on board that'd be happy to help.
but the
I pick up
carpenter-
the repair kit and then I just kind of like push Fisher to head downstairs. Come on.
I'm a little too big for you to push me.
Well, like you know, like move your scoot your boot. Like she ushers you, if you will. Like she doesn't
Nah.
actually like push you, but she like ushers you. Like
Right.
Billion's gonna go pick up the repair kit and just start walking to the spot.
See, there's a carpenter.
I know this isn't gonna end well. I'm just picking up the kit and walking.
I'm just gonna say to Julia, it's like, hey Julia, where did the shatter happen? Was it in the captain's cabin vicinity?
I don't know. That's a great question. Where did the shatter happen?
It was in the hallway we were all fighting when I killed 3 of
Yeah.
them with a single spell.
So what
Was
wall did it take out? What was on the other side of that wall?
It didn't actually take out any walls. It just sort of like sort of pushed it in like a little bit and cracked some of the it cracked a railing on one side and part of the wall on the other.
Got it.
I mean, I think it absolutely damaged the captain's quarters, and we would be remiss if we did not go and make repairs.
That's true.
Exactly. And
That's
I
a
know
great
my way
idea.
around. Not really. I don't know
Monty?
my way around.
Tempest?
Tempest, I'm gonna follow you.
Tempest?
Oh, come on,
Monty?
Julian!
Tempest? Monty?
Billion just starts walking off with Tempest. Goodbye.
Tempest?
Yep, that sounds about right.
Monty?
You coming, Julia?
We're gone.
Yep,
We're
we're gone.
investigating!
Don't take anything!
I promise nothing!
Bye, Julia. And we're off.
We're such bad people!
And I have the carpenter kit with me, by the way.
Perfect.
I'm going down to the sick room now.
Sure. So, while Julia, you are on your way down to the sick room, what do it's 8:20. So we can roleplay these moments out, or we can move this forward in a different direction.
Oh. I was gonna look for anything that was mysterious or weird on the ship in the captain's quarters.
You are absolutely welcome to go into the captain's quarters now if you would like.
I'm gonna be with Tempest, looking around.
You get to the captain's quarters and you see that the door is shut.
That will not stop me. I'm gonna first try and open it.
It's unlocked.
Billy, can I
There-
just smack down the door? Like, kick it.
Yeah, you can kick it and it opens.
Sorry,
you-
Tempest.
See the
It was
captain sitting
unlocked,
there.
but that was really cool. Oh, hello! We are here to tell you that Julia wants you to know that she has talked to the crew. She straightened us all out. We are just about to go and repair the wall that he damaged, and we just wanted to, let you know that everything is on track, and Julia has got everything taken care of.
And
Right,
Julia is looking for you up on the deck.
Billy like holds up the carpentry kit and be like, "Yeah, we're going to fix the walls."
We've
Go
been on boats our whole lives.
Go ahead and roll a either deception or persuasion, your choice.
Oh, I got an extra one.
I got, gonna add that, 24.
I got a
Okay.
2.
Good. She kind of like looks at you. She looks really tired. She looks like she's still not in great shape. So, yeah, you have been on boats most of your life. I can see that. I would venture to guess that you are more interested in my office than you were in letting me know that Julia is going to arrive at the nurse's station and see that I am not there.
You
So-
got us.
Why don't we just talk about why you're here then?
We are here because we really, pardon the pun, ship you and Julia. And we're trying to get you together through nefarious means.
Yeah,
Billion shakes her
that's
head.
exactly it.
That's an incredibly weird thing to say, but okay.
Have you met Julia? She's pure sunshine. We want the best for her. You seem to be like happier when she's around. You've been eating more.
She will
And-
be so good for you.
She
Okay.
is
She's
just
lovely.
best
Oh.
person.
She just looks at you.
Listen, you get some rest. We're gonna go prepare the boat. We've got this all taken care of. And Julia is going down to the nurse's station. So I'm just gonna close this door. Bye-bye now.
I broke the door.
I'm just gonna slowly picks up the door and like shoves it back on its hinges.
Can I try to fix it really quickly?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check,
A dexterity?
I guess. What do you roll for carpentry?
Sure, let's do that. I got the 16.
I mean, you're able to lean it up against the wall.
So- Billion, like, very strangely, like, just, like, puts it there, and then in my huge body just starts, like, running off.
Hey, Billy, I want to stick my head back in the room. Is that doable with the way the door is leaned?
It's literally just leaning. Like, you can totally...
I'll just pick it up and move it.
Hey, you just want one more thing before we go. You don't happen to have anything weird, strange, mysterious, or valuable, magical, whatever that the fish people wanted to steal, and that's why they attacked your boat last night, do you?
Other than you lot, I don't think so. Do
Okay,
you?
bye.
I put the
Bye.
door back.
Is that...
Guess we go fix the wall now.
Sure.
Tempest brings out a flask of the ale she saved and was like, let's go fix stuff.
Billion tries to take a swig of it.
I'm proud of you, Bee.
I will supervise.
Okie dokie.
I'll stand there, my arms akimbo, and just kind of nod approvingly.
Please say you tell stories as we do this.
Of course I do. Many believe that carpentry originated in the Szechuan cultures of the...
So you managed collectively between you. It takes the better part of the day. You managed to fix some of the damage from last night.
Bardically inspired by Fisher.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
It's really up to you. I don't. Whatever.
I was
No,
not attempting to
joking.
You were
inspire
not.
you.
You were not inspired. No.
Fisher is actually aware of how boring his stories are. He just doesn't care.
And Julia, you make your way back to the nurse's office, and you see the nurse there. Her hair is now, it's no longer in curlers. It's maybe like chin length. It's very curly. And she looks up at you and sees you there expectantly and says, she left. She went back to her office against my wishes. It wasn't me, but she didn't want to be here anymore. She wanted to be back in her office.
Shit.
That's kind of what I said. But she's okay, you know, kind
She
of.
doesn't even listen to the, like, as soon as she says shit, it just turns on heel. The nurse
Bye.
is talking, runs up to office.
And you see the door. First of all, you see the group attempting to fix their damage. And you probably arrive just about the time that Monty is taking her head out of the door. And Tempest is putting the door gently back up onto the...
What did you guys do?
Well,
The fish people did it.
She awaits you in her office. We're trying to get you two together. Totally, that was the whole point of this. She's waiting for you in her office. I'm gonna get Julia. I'm just gonna like, go get her. We believe in you. Ocean be with you. Okay, bye.
Do you have your rope?
Bring the rope.
I am shoved into the office.
And you see the captain there now with a glass of what appears to be sort of bourbon or scotch in front of her. Hello.
Hi.
Ear against door on the outside.
Yep.
They were.
You can
up to no good.
easily hear through this broken door.
They were up to no good. I tried to get them to not come here.
Well, they're here. You know, they did do quite a bit last night, so I am indebted to them.
That's fair. Sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry about. Well, there is, but you know, it's okay. It's fine.
She sits down at the desk. Julia sits down at the desk and grabs an empty glass that she assumes is nearby and puts it in front of the bottle.
And the captain will pour you
Mm-hmm.
a drink.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed.
She has a sip. They're standing on the other side of the drawer, eavesdropping almost assuredly.
No,
we're not.
Well, I'm glad we could all be here for this moment together now.
Exactly.
At this time.
Yeah. Wouldn't by any chance. Is there anything like that? Okay. Well, how was the food?
Oh, it was great. I was hungrier than I thought.
I expected that. How are you feeling?
I feel like shit.
That's fair.
How are you feeling? How is the crew? How are your friends?
My friends are good. They got wasted last night and are extremely hungover and up to no good.
Billion's gonna yell in the door. Not everybody.
God.
Would
I
you
have no
like
idea what Billion's up to, but she seemed a little dazed earlier.
Would you all like to just come in here since you're just standing there listening?
I mean, we don't.
We're not here.
Yeah, we don't want to intrude.
No, that'd be rude.
Right,
That would
of
indeed
course.
be rude. I have bourbon at this point. I feel like you should all have a
I kicked down the door.
Billion walked right in.
Bourbon.
The door, yeah, just gets thrown off and like all these people flood in like
Yeah.
and upon seeing how many of you are there, she like opens up a drawer, pulls out another full bottle, and puts it on the table.
Oh, I do love a good bourbon. You know, it's technically
give it a shot, give it a shot, give it a shot, give it a shot now.
whiskey originates, and it's only bourbon when it comes from the bourbon region of Greyhawk.
I'm gonna change over to the captain. It's like, we have a drinking game. Every time he pauses, you take a shot.
You will get so wasted.
Wasted.
What a delightful group you all are.
I know.
You're the best.
Scotch, you see.
So I assume my crew is all right then.
Yeah, they're doing okay. I checked in with them and told them to let me know if they have any concerns, but they all seem like, and went about their business. The navigator says we're on track to get there earlier than we expected.
Huh. That's
My
interesting.
wife did that.
I'm sorry, you're what?
My wife did that. I'm just gonna claim that truth right here, right now. That was my wife. That was her love for me. That is why we are going to get there early.
She's married to the ocean.
It's sweet.
I thought she was married to Jack.
Aren't we all married to Jack?
Why would I be married to Jack? Jack is a man.
Jack's dead.
Well,
That's fair.
Jack is...
I mean, I guess I should not presume the gender of a fish person.
No, we didn't know anything about him, except for that he was an officer and a captain, Fisher.
Captain Jack.
Captain Jack
Fishman.
Fishman, Fish Sparrow.
Fish person.
Captain Jack Fish Person.
Okay.
Am I the only man on this boat? In game? I'm the only man, aren't I? Holy shit.
Sure are. You are indeed.
2 male players, but there's
Let's go, lesbians.
and then even the NPCs are all lesbians. What is this? I am literally
Welcome to my Saltmarsh.
yeah.
Welcome to the seas. It is all gay.
That's right.
I'm sorry there are no gay boys for you, Fisher.
I mean, that's all right.
I mean, don't you
yeah.
have somebody back home waiting for you?
No, I'm single. I've been married 4 times, but I'm single.
Oh.
I
At
could
this
ask-
conversation,
I
Billions
can't
gonna
understand why nobody would want to. You're such a conversationalist.
Oh, well, you know, I've had many gentlemen suitors and callers, and then, like I said, I've been married 4 times.
Tempest is just gonna reach behind her and go, "Yeah, you know, Fisher, you're quite the catch," and pull out a fishing rod. And just hold it there in this silence of like,
Puns. That is queer culture.
But as I was saying, you know, the first 2 husbands died at sea.
At this, Billion is gonna like just totally become glossy-eyed, and you're gonna lose her totally.
And the other 2, well, they died at sea too. So that's 4 dead husbands at sea.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah, yep.
You want to get out of here?
"Do it."
Where are we going?
Yeah.
You
We're-
guys are staying here and getting drunk. You are telling
Oh.
stories. Me and Captain Bones are going up to the deck to check on the crew.
Well, let's all go. Let's, you know, make it a party.
I would like
Can
to
I
stay
roll
here with the
intimidation
dwarven.
and just stare at Fisher?
No.
You can. However, the captain will say, "Oh, I'm not leaving these. No, they're not staying in here without adult supervision. Not in my quarters."
That's what
Monty is an
Billions for.
adult.
I am like 50 years old. I am older than you. I am an adult.
Adults.
It's a 14.
I'm not hearing any of this. I'm like in my own little space. There's some tears on my face.
Oh no.
I'm gonna notice this and be like, "B, you okay, buddy? B."
I'm just gonna ask Tempest to sit with me.
Oh, I'll sit with you. No worries. I'm just gonna like huddle closer to her and be like, "Scratch your head."
Oh.
Okay, wherever she's going, I'm going. So we're just gonna hang out here.
I'm feeling super comforted by this.
Well, we are at an impasse.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to sit here if I'm not welcome, so I'll just go back to my quarters.
You're welcome to sit here as long as I'm sitting here.
Nah, thanks for the drink. I'll go back to my quarters.
Toodles.
I will also leave, but I will take the half-empty bottle of scotch from the table with me.
Yeah, the captain isn't even gonna. She's gonna just.
I knew I liked you, Captain.
Well.
Tempest has completely forgotten about their mission to learn things from the captain's office. She's just gonna take Lillian's hand and kind of take her across the front of the boat and start jabbering to her about all manner of things. Like, where I grew up in the fishing village, we had these big places, and she's gonna use a puddle of water and use shape water to tell the story with the water.
And
That
Billion's
is
gonna
so
look
great.
she's gonna look so content and peaceful. Like all of the sorrows have gone.
I love that.
And Julia is going to finally have a moment alone with the captain and tell her that she's apologizes once again for her friends and that she's also going to excuse herself because she's probably made a fool of herself.
And the captain sort of hears you relay all of this, and she says, I have seen real fools in my life, and I would not count you among them.
Thank you.
Thank you and your friends for your assistance on what should have been easy travels. However, here we are.
Well, we were able to get through it, so I'm just glad you're okay.
I appreciate that. I am glad that you are okay.
Thank you. I'm good. Yeah, so I'll be going now.
I'm laying on my hammock or whatever it is, strumming on my sitar, and I'm like, I'm surrounded by lesbians. There's not another man in sight. Lesbians. That's just strumming along in my hammock, swinging back and forth.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful image. Thank you for that. And so you managed to clean up the mess in that hallway right there. Someone, the actual carpenter on the ship comes and fixes the door, surveys your work, and makes some adjustments. And you make it through the rest of the day without any sort of issue or strangeness. And twilight comes, and it starts to wind down. People are sort of like a little on edge, but also at this point pretty exhausted because no one slept the night before. So there's a handful of guards up top, but otherwise it seems exceptionally quiet on the ship tonight as everyone sort of winds down, returns to their quarters, and gets ready for sleep.
I want to go sleep in the crow's nest.
Sure. You totally can go up and do that. Absolutely.
With the remnants of the scotch from my day drinking left over.
You have a beautiful view of the ocean from where you are. Right now it's clear, so you can see all the stars, and you just hear the ocean, and it's beautiful and calm up there. Anybody else need to do anything before bedtime?
I'm just gonna, because I know Billion doesn't want to sleep, really. I'm gonna kind of, if Billion is okay with it, sit in her hammock with her and keep kind of scratching her head and humming, try and soothe her into a good sleep.
And with that, I'm gonna just totally fall asleep, and hopefully it will be a restful one.
So, night comes. The evening seems to be pretty calm. Tempest, you fall asleep next to Billion as well. And as you fall asleep, Tempest, you feel a chill overtake you. And you awaken in the middle of a vast ocean, and it's cold. And you can see that it's snowing. And the horizon sort of blurs because of that. It's all snowy and misty. and you look down and you see that you're standing on ice. But just below, it's very clear ice, and just below you can see these swiftly moving fish just below the surface. And you kind of feel as though something might be watching you, but you see nothing. What do you do?
I'm gonna start running.
As
Just
soon
running
as you
away.
take this, you hear the echoing of what sounds like whispers. And they start building up around you. And you can almost feel these whispers pressing against your body. And suddenly, the whispers stop. And it's silent. And then right next to you, in your head, right next to your ear, you hear, "Mine." And immediately panic settles into your bones and you run. And you hear these footsteps following, picking up behind you. What do you do?
I'm just gonna keep running and running and like occasionally I scream back, "Leave me alone!"
I want you to roll a dexterity check, just straight dexterity check.
Dexterity. That is a 18.
Okay, so you're running and you look behind you and you don't see anything and you're like, okay, I think I'm okay. And you keep running and you seem to feel like you might be escaping this, and suddenly you slip on the ice and you fall. And as you fall, you sort of roll over to look behind you to check, and you see this tall, looming figure coming out of the mist. And they appear to be made of ice. Some of it is crystal clear and smooth, and some of it seems to be foggy and crystallized and chipped in places. And one of its icy hands reaches towards you, and you feel it sink into your chest. You can feel it pulling. It's trying to rip something from you. It's trying to take something from you. What happens next, and what do you see?
Tempest is just gonna grab this hand and be like, "Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone!" And with that last one, this power is just gonna burst out of her. This massive shockwave of ice is just gonna spread fast, shards of it flying everywhere, and the hand is gone. And there are two bodies encased in ice, and they're two people, and they're wearing adornments of flower crowns and just common clothing, and just staring up at them, and just staring at her hands. And then she turns, and her dad is there, and he's looking at her, and he's looking at her, and he's scared. He's scared of her, and she says, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Leave me alone!
And everything sort of fades, and you fall back into your unconscious sleep. But all night long, you shiver, exhausting your muscles. And you're used to this now. These nightmares revisit you pretty frequently. And that's, I think, where we're going to end tonight's session, maybe? So we can get the Invisible Sun folks in here. So, yeah, that's where we will stop, and we will pick back up right into our evening time here on the Nightingale, soon to be known as the Nightmare. So why don't we thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody who's hung out and chat with us. Thank you everybody who has donated bits. After extending our bit goal, we're already at 89% of our bit goal, our new bit goal, which is awesome. And we have raised, Dan said it early, almost about $367 for Trans Lifeline, which is absolutely amazing. That's so awesome. So thank you to everybody who has contributed to that. So why don't we go around? Tell us your favorite moment from tonight's session. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and any cool stuff you got going on. Why don't we go in reverse order? So let's start with Anders.
Okay. I'm Anders. You can find me on the internets at Anders_D_K. Or you could follow me on Twitch at Hats, Cats, and Clerics. I do a bunch of stuff. I'm currently casting a sort of supernatural cryptid hunting monster of the week themed show that'll start in the middle of August. So if you like those things, you should go on my Twitter and find the application and apply to play in said game because it's going to be real fun.
What system?
It's Monster of the Week, which is powered by the Apocalypse. And also, next Saturday, I'm going to run a game called The Secrets of Cats on Unmade Gaming for their charity stream. And you get to be a cat. And it's a great little game. And I think they're still looking for players. So if you want to be a cat with me, you should check that out as well.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Val.
Hi, everybody. I'm Val. I'm the Nerdy Niffler on Twitter, and you can find me here again tomorrow with Emma and Matt for Gothic Brunch at 5 p.m. BST because I forgot what the EST version of that was. And then noon, we're back at noon tomorrow for Gothic Brunch, and then on Thursday, we're finishing up the last of Shadow Dusk, where we just managed to survive a death knight, and now we're gonna go fight a demigod here on Variant Rolls.
Oh boy, howdy. All right.
Oh, and my favorite moment was definitely the nightmare because your description of it was brilliant, and the music, and I really got into it, and it was awesome. And also getting drunk with Monty.
That was pretty good. Anders, did you share your favorite moment?
I forgot to, but my favorite moment was hanging out with Tempest. I like my crime buddy a lot. She's the best.
Awesome. That takes us over to Morgan.
Hi, I am Morgan Robbins. You can find me on @MorganT and on Twitter. And I am I'm a filmmaker and a writer. I recently started an internship over at Wizards of the Coast, so find me talking about all of those things on Twitter there. The only games I have coming up is this Saltmarsh game right now, but I will keep in the loop. I'm always looking for more gaming, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. My favorite moment of the game was definitely being Gator lesbian. That was just awesome, and being able to just be like,
That's pretty
was
great.
great. It was pretty great.
Teen.
I'm Teen. Again, no Twitter. Working on that. Maybe next week. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. So my favorite. This is the only game I'm playing in live. I play in other games, other campaigns in person, but this is the only one I stream. And my favorite moment was, well, there are many. I really loved my relationship with Tempest, and like that comforting piece of like the similar background and having like comfort in somebody who's been through something similar. And I also loved the nightmare sequence.
Alrighty. And that takes us up to Matthew.
Hey, that's me. I am Matthew Foreman. You can find me at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. It's right up there. I am a tabletop and art Dungeons and Dragons creator and designer. My favorite moment was, I mean, the dream sequence was phenomenal, obviously. But other than that, I really enjoyed the crime time and the total disaster that is Tempest. Like just that whole thing. I was like, my God, what a fucking mess! Like disaster lesbians galore. So good job, y'all.
And I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter, and you can find me a shit ton here on Variant Roles, particularly this past month. I will be returning tomorrow at noon with Val and Matthew for Goth Brunch, 12 noon Eastern, and I'm also here on Mondays for the Ravnica game at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we will be taking a brief break from Saltmarsh, and we will return in July. And I think Goth Brunch also will take a brief break after tomorrow as well. So, oh, and on Tuesdays I'm over on Dice Priority, which is Dragon Heisters is on a brief hiatus as well, and then we will also return in July. So that's fine. Everything's fine.
Doing great.
We're doing great. And I don't know, all of the moments were great. I really enjoy playing with you all. I love watching you all sort of like do your disaster lesbian things, and I love Fisher and his stories, and this is so delightful, and I look forward to this a lot. So thank you for being here with me and for putting up with my lack of knowledge of so many things. So stick around. Invisible Sun is up next. We have to get out of here so they can get in. We're 2 minutes past time. I'm really sorry, Dan. Thank you for running tech. Everybody's awesome. Thank you for all the things. You're all wonderful. And we'll see you later. Bye.